there's ideas of who The Rock should face if he were to wrestle one more match. And they're already thinking about him wrestling again, possibly at WrestleMania 32. The question is, who should The Rock face? I mean, they thought about doing Brock Lesnar versus The Rock versus Cena 3, Triple H versus The Rock. Just to name three people. As far as the current roster goes, there's people they could maybe have The Rock face. I would think maybe The Rock versus Roman Reigns, The Rock versus Daniel Bryan if he returns. Lot of ideas. I mean, I think The Rock versus Roman Reigns could be a good match. Cousin versus uncle, you know. Um, they could have maybe The Undertaker versus The Rock. Who would come on top? The Undertaker or The Rock? I don't think people would want to see that. Honestly, I didn't like John Cena versus The Rock. I thought the match was pretty lame itself. I didn't really care for it. I don't find any of John Cena's matches that good. I mean, I wish the match was more like a brawl instead of them just having strength against each other. But WrestleMania 28, 29, the build up was great for The Rock versus John Cena, but it was just like, the match itself that was terrible. The Rock's not bad at wrestling for a guy who hasn't wrestled in forever. And then they did The Rock versus CM Punk, which CM Punk carried The Rock through the whole match. The Rock's kind of too heavy now. All his movie roles being big and buff. It's kind of slow. But talking about The Rock again, maybe Sting versus The Rock. Lots to think about. What do people want to see? Who do they want to see The Rock face? They're already thinking it's going to be Triple H versus The Rock at WrestleMania 32 because of what happened at WrestleMania 31. Now, The Rock versus Triple H is so 2000, 1999, 98. They had The Rock versus Triple H at Fully Loaded 98, then SummerSlam 99, and Fully Loaded 99. Then he was in that Fatal 4-Way match at WrestleMania 2000, which was a terrible match. Led on to their match at Backlash for the WWE Championship, which The Rock finally won the title after like a year not having it. But talking about it again, there's a lot of options. There's The Rock versus Cena 3. There's The Rock versus Triple H. The Rock versus Brock Lesnar. The Rock versus Sting. Daniel Bryan. A few guys to think about. But honestly, I don't know what the fans want to see as far as The Rock goes. That's the question. Who should The Rock face? And who would be a good opponent for him for WrestleMania 32?